Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Crochet and Coffee here. And today we're here with a product review for the product Parkoo 36 set markers. Thank you to the folks over at Parkoo for sending these over for me to review. I greatly appreciate it. So we're going to take a look at these markers and I'm going to show you the piece that I worked on when I was testing them out. Now, as you can see, the markers are actually pretty good. There was some streaking in her face, but that would just, I can just go over that again. Boom, no problem. So I did test them out already, so they have been opened, but I will open them for you guys to see here. So these are the Parkoo permanent markers. Now, they remind me of Sharpies just because of the shape and the look of them. They do have a resemblance to Sharpie. It does say permanent marker. It does not tell you the name of the color on the marker, which kind of is a downfall for me with being colorblind, not knowing what color it is. I'm kind of taking my time trying to figure out like what color is what. So we're going to test these out. First, swatch. Because these are newer markers, we need to make sure that they are going to match what they're supposed to look like. So, but don't worry. We're going to chit chat. While we do this, I'm going to find a pen. And we're going to put Parkoo. Such a cool, catchy name. And this is my color charts book that I got off Amazon. I will list it down below in the description box. And because they don't have names on them, essentially I would have to make up a name for them. There's no numbering or name on them. I'm going to guess they are also not refillable. But they do have this fine point nib tip. And so we're going to color with it there. And we're just going to have to give it a name. Now, I know I said I was going to chit chat, but I think we're going to do this like a boss. And then when I come back, you guys can see the finished thing of them. Because there's only 36 of them, but I don't want you guys to be bored to death. So I'm going to do this like a boss. And then when I come back, I'll show you all 36 colors. You ready? Go. All right, so there are all of our colors that, don't look at that, that come in this kit of 36. Now, it does have a lot of nice colors, but one thing I did notice was the lack of skin tone. I think they could have eliminated some of these pinks, and I kind of cheated because I did do some swatching with them yesterday because being colorblind, I can't sit here and fidangle with colors. So the lack of color, the lack of skin tone in this set, I think they could have eliminated one of these pinks because as you can see, there's quite a few pinkish colors in here. I think they could have eliminated one of the pink colors to give maybe a couple of skin tone markers. This light brown here actually looks more gray than it does like the light brown color. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, in this image, this color is this pen. Like I used this pen for her glove, and that's what color it came out to be. So this color is not true to the color, from my eyes, it's not true to the color on the cap. Most of them are, but we're going to do some more testing here. So we're going to get our big swatchy book of coloring here. We're going to open that up. So let's see how they blend. because blending with markers, you know, these are alcohol markers, so you want to make sure that they can blend well. So we're gonna work on some blending. All right. So I have this light pink here, and then let's go with this darkish burgundy-ish pink. So I'm gonna lay down the light color first. Let's see how well they blend into each other. And I'm gonna put up a video on how to blend your markers. And then we're just gonna go over this layer here. So I have to say, they do blend pretty good. As you can see right here, the color blending. So you have like I don't know if you can see the orangey color right before it hits the burgundy. But this pen seems a little bit more orangey when you lay it down. When you first get it down, and then as you let it dry, it turns pink. So as you can see, it does blend nicely into that dark burgundy-ish color there. So let's try blue. We're just going to make a square here. We're going to color in the square. And then we're just going to take a smaller square inside of there. Then as you can see, let me fix this lighting. All right, so hopefully the lighting's a little bit better. So yeah, so as you can see, that blended very well. Do you see how that blended into that? So they blend very nice. I do like the blending on them. I do wish they had the color on them, and I do wish that they had more skin tone options, because as you can tell, there's not a lot of skin tone options, if any. I usually either those two there, or I will use this salmon color, which is what I use for her face here. And as you can see, it is kind of streaky. And again, all I would have to do is just go back over that to darken it up a little bit. But we're going to color a picture together so you can see how they perform. So let's zoom you out here. We'll find a little picture to color. And I don't want to do anything too big just because, you know, I don't want to be here forever trying to show you a marker. So let's find something here. And we're going to use the Enchanted Faces book because it's a little book. So let's go here. We're going to do this one. So we're going to put the little protection cover in. All right. And then with the little protection cover, we're going to start with, say, her eyes. And with her eyes, we're going to do a dark blue. And again, if you need help, always refer back to your color chart. So this is the dark blue that I had, so I know what color it's going to turn out. So we're going to use the dark blue for her eyes. And they remind me a lot of Sharpies because they perform like Sharpies. Like, there's not a heavy bleed over like with some other markers. The flow is very consistent with each marker. I didn't have any markers that were DOA, which are, you know, pretty much dry on arrival. So that's always a plus. And don't worry, again, just like most markers, and these dry pretty quick. So like most markers, they're going to look darker when you first lay them down. So we're going to give that some time to dry. And then for her little goggles up here, we're going to do brown. Actually, you know what? We're going to do burgundy. So for up here, and what we can do is we can do a little bit of burgundy for a highlight on some of these corners. And then we'll do a dark brown or a lighter brown over top of that. And that should let it blend in. But I have to say, I do like the markers. Like I said, I played with them with the image I colored yesterday, and they actually were really nice to work with. They're smooth. They are a little scratchy when you first get them, but after using them for a little bit, the scratchiness kind of goes away. I think it's kind of like a new marker thing. But yeah, these are actually price pointed well too. If I remember correctly, I believe they were $12.99 for the 36 pack. So very affordable. And for what you get, you know, you can't really beat that price. So I would definitely recommend these if you're new to coloring and you just want something to start out with. Again, there's not a lot of choices for, you know, skin tone. So if you're not into doing like people or anything like that, then, you know, these would obviously be a really good choice for you. We're just going to color in this here. If you hear weird noises in the background, of course, you know that's the dogs. Daisy's over there snoring. We're going to color this in here. We're just going to darken this edge up here. Alright, so we got that going. And now let's move. And I'm going to show you what I mean by this marker doesn't really match the tone of the thing. Because this looks like almost like a hot chocolate color. The caps, on some of the caps, I did notice that when I was working with them, that they're a little big. So they don't stay on. But for the most part, they will. And I'm going to use that marker here in a second, but I'm going to... I did have a lot of fun when I was using these markers yesterday to color that first image. I just wish the pack had more skin tone colors because, you know, I like coloring people and you need some kind of a skin tone to do that. So here, I'm going to show you what I mean. So this is like a soft brown, or it's supposed to be a soft brown. And it looks more gray than anything. I'm going to use this color here. And don't worry, I won't color the whole image like this. We'll do some of the image like a boss where I'll speed it up so you guys aren't bored to death watching me color, or you can color along with me. But either way, I am going to speed it up so you guys don't have to sit and watch me color. But I just want to show you guys how they perform anyways. I don't want to have to do the whole thing. Then I'm going to use this light brown because she seems more steampunkish than anything, so we're going to try to make her a little bit more steampunk here. So the color is smooth. They do blend well together. For the most part, the color caps match what color you're getting, except for a few colors. Like I said, there are a few colors that don't match. I'm not gonna keep harping on it, but I am. The not having skin tone, you know, is a big thing for me because, again, I like coloring people, and if you're one of the people that likes to color like fairies or something, or mermaids, you're gonna need that skin color, and I'm gonna show you what color I use out of this pack for skin color, because I'm pretty sure you could probably go ahead and, you know, mix two colors together and try to get a skin tone color, but if this is, say, your first marker pack, you're going to be looking for at least one or two skin tone colors, and they have a lot of pinks in this pack, where I would suggest putting in a couple more skin colors, like a pale peach, or peaches and cream, or not so much of a mahogany brown, but like a lighter shade of brown, because I know this is supposed to be the lighter shade of brown, but that's not brown. And actually, you know what? We'll do buttons in this color here. I'm just going to do a little shading here. All right. Now, for her skin, because there is a lack of skin tone, again, they don't give you a whole option for skin tone. So I have been using, where is it? This one, which is like the salmon peachy orange color, which is right there. And as you can see, it does match the cap, but it goes on pretty orange. Let me just make sure before I lay that down. And of course, if you're unsure, you can always swatch it out. See how it's an orangey color? And so is this one when you first lay it down. So when you first lay those two down, they're like an orangey color, but it seems like this one lights up the most. You also have the honey mustard color, which you don't want to use a honey mustard color for skin tone. And I would think that you could possibly use this one, but again, like, I'm a little unsure of this one because to me that one doesn't seem to match the cap as well. Like, of course you have to wait for it to dry a little bit, but it just, I don't know, it seems a little off. So what I've been using for skin is this peachy color here. And I'm doing this outline here. This tells me where my shading goes. And the reason I do it first is that way, so when it dries, that spot on that spot where I colored first will be a little bit darker to give it that shading. Or you could even just take another color while it's still wet and kind of go over it as well. And they're alcohol based, so you don't have to worry about it, which is weird because unlike Sharpies, they don't have a sharp smell. Like Sharpies have that, you know, alcohol marker smell. These don't have a sharp smell to them, so that's always a plus. All right, and I think that's all I really had to talk to you about here. So I think at this point, I am going to speed it up, and you guys can essentially watch me color the rest of this in a time lapse. And then when I come back, I'll finish up. that is it. That's my picture. I think I'm gonna color the little balloon back here. But as you can see, they do color pretty nice. You can color with what you got here. Again, it makes it a little bit more difficult when you don't have a skin tone that actually complements the picture. So she kind of got like an alien-esque type skin tone. Sorry, my lighting is changing because, of course, the sun now wants to come out. But, yeah, I do absolutely like the markers. I would say they're definitely worth you going to check out. Again, I will link the markers down below. You can find them on Amazon. They are Prime available, so go get yours if you would like to. As for me, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this little coloring session here. Again, this was for the Parkoo markers, Parkoo permanent markers, off of Amazon. Thank you to the folks over at Parkoo for sending these over to me. I absolutely love them. Hopefully you guys will go check them out. I will leave a picture of this since my lighting keeps changing. I will leave a picture of this at the end of the video so you guys can get an actual view of it. But I love the image. Of course, as you guys know, that's a Hannah image. I love the markers. I think it turned out pretty well. So yeah, so you guys go check them out. As for me, that's it. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more randomness just like this, please feel free, if you're not already a subscriber, to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified anytime I randomly decide to put up a video. And believe me, it's random. With that said, I'm going to bid you adieu. But before I do, last few points. 1, they need more skin tones. Eliminate some of the pinks, put in some more skin tones. I do like the packaging, but it doesn't tell you color names or anything else like that on the packaging. So I would say, at least if nothing else, since the colors are not on the markers, at least put it on the packaging. That way we know what to name each marker, or at least give the markers a name, because right now they're just blank and say Parkoo with permanent marker, and then it says fine point at the bottom there. They are round like a Sharpie. They do give me the idea of they're more like a Sharpie. The color transition is smooth. Some of the colors don't exactly match the pen cap. So I would say that's something you might want to keep your eye out for. Other than that, they actually color pretty good, as you can see. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. But before that, always try to remember, be kind, be courteous, be cool. Bye, guys.